My name is Tyler Charlos, and this is the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. What comes to mind when you think of Kentucky? I'm sure that most of you, like many, think of horses. Kentucky is known as the horse capital of the world. However, most importantly, known as the host of the Kentucky Derby held at Churchill Downs in Louisville. Did you know that the Kentucky Derby is the oldest continuously held sporting event in the United States? Well, for the past 141 years, Churchill Downs has been filled with roses, celebrities, derby hats, mint juleps, the singing of My Old Kentucky Home, trophies, jockeys, and of course, thoroughbreds. You will acquire knowledge about the history, traditions, and impact the Kentucky Derby has on the state of Kentucky. For the next 5 minutes, I will discuss with you about the most anticipated and exciting 2-minute race the world has ever seen. We'll begin by exploring the history of the Kentucky Derby and how it catalyzed Louisville's fame. Since May 17, 1875, the Kentucky Derby has become one of the most prestigious races throughout the world. The term Derby dates back to 18th century England, and it means an annual race of 3-year-old horses. The co-founder, Edward Stanley, co-founded the Derby in 1780. With a crowd of only 10,000 people and only 15 thoroughbreds, the first to win the Kentucky Derby was Aristides and his jockey Oliver Lewis. Next, we will uncover the traditions that make Kentucky Derby what it is today. With such an extensive history, the Kentucky Derby is rooted within its traditions. From the singing of My Old Kentucky Home to the garland of roses placed upon the first place winner, the Kentucky Derby is one to remember. The first tradition is the garland of roses. It is a blanket of roses used to drape over the horse, of which comes in first. Hence why it's called the Run for the Roses. The second tradition is the singing of My Old Kentucky Home. Every year it is performed by the Louisville Marching Band as the horses enter the track. Mint juleps is the crowd's favorite. As you can see here, it's a mint alcoholic beverage, and over 120,000 mint juleps are served Derby weekend. With that there's over 1,000 pounds of freshly harvested mint and over 60,000 pounds of ice used to produce these mint juleps during Derby weekend. The fourth and final tradition at the Kentucky Derby is derby hats. Everybody sees them on the news. All the ladies are dressed as Southern belles, is what they are symbolizing with that. Each and every year, the Kentucky Derby attracts people and celebrities from all over. The Kentucky Derby impacts the city, the state, and the people across the globe. There are over 160,000 spectators that attend Churchill Downs the first Saturday of May, with tens of millions of people watching from home and all over the world. With such a big event based in Louisville, Kentucky, it produces a lot of revenue. There's a $217 million impact on the region, a $3 billion impact on the equine industry, and it produces over 55,000 jobs in the equine industry. The prestigious history and rooted traditions that made the Kentucky Derby what it is today, the impact it has on the state of Kentucky is extravagant. Without the singing of My Old Kentucky Home, presenting the roses, or drinking all those mint juleps, the future of the Derby could have been quite different. If you want to find out more or have questions about the rich historical traditions of the Kentucky Derby, visit www.derbymuseum.org to check out their website or take a tour in the future of their museum located in Louisville. Do I have any questions? Yes, sir.
What are your experiences with Kentucky Derby?
Well, every May, I watch it on TV, but I've never went to it, sadly. I've always wanted to go, but I've gone to Keeneland and watched it, at like a party at a friend's house. But I would love to visit. Yes,
Have
sir.
you ever been to the museum?
I have not, no, but I've passed it, but I've never had the time to go to it. I would like to someday. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I was gonna ask what's your favorite dairy memory?